Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by my very good friend, it's Mr. Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
Doing very good. Yeah. Doing very well, thank you. Yeah, had a couple weeks off. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, have you been up to much?
Yeah, I went on holiday, which was really nice.
Of course you did. I forgot all about it for some reason.
That's right. No, we went on a holiday just to Wales. So we kind of did lots of we were in the sort of Brecon Beacons for a few days.
Yeah.
And then kind of in Pembrokeshire. So
Nice.
southwest Wales. For about 4 or 5 days as well. So we were away for just over a week actually, but yeah, super good time. Really lucky with the weather. Lots and lots of walks. Went to the beach a few times. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I know you sent me a few pictures of old Herve on the beach.
Yeah,
he's looking big.
Yeah, he's fully grown now. He's he's not so. He's all right. He will go in the water, but you got to give him an incentive to
Okay,
you got to give him the ball or something.
Do you do you throw the ball in the water and get him to go in? Or?
Yeah, he'll do that and he'll come back.
Yeah.
But one super he had a great time, and he loved going in the water and in the rivers and things that we went to. But one of the things we did, we went to this really secluded waterfall,
Sounds
kind of in the middle of nowhere. And when we got there, there were these people jumping off the rocks into the waterfall.
Cool.
And as soon as we got there, Hervey was acting so strange. He was whining. He just was not having a good time. And then it's one of these pools that you can kind of swim in, ultra cold, but you could swim in. So I bought my trunks, so I put them on. I went. It was so cold. I went in there. Hervey was losing his mind, when I went in there, panicking.
Why? What do you think?
Don't know. Me and Tilly was weirded out by it. We wondered if it was he just it was haunted or something, or he just didn't sit right with him.
Maybe he had some sort of weird sense, and he knew that there was something in the water.
Yeah, there was something really odd about that place. And we looked it up after.
Sounds creepy.
So yeah, and we were there, and Hervey was not right the whole time we were there, and we were there for about an hour maybe because we had some lunch there, packed lunch, and my girlfriend walked there was a little cave just literally 20 feet away, and and Hervey was on a leash, and my girlfriend walked off to go and check it out, and he was crying when she walked 20 feet away, and I was like, what the fuck, and then yeah, and he just didn't seem to. And then, anyway, so we looked it up after the place, and I don't think it's haunted, but it's seen as a kind of a place in Dark Ages Wales where you could potentially get to the underworld as one of these places.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was super weird. But we looked at it. It's called Finoni Woods. And we googled it after, and we were like, "Oh, that's kind of creepy, but kind of cool."
Yeah.
And the dog was
and you went in the water as well.
I went in the water, but the dog was honestly, man, dog was freaking out. Super strange.
Strange, yeah, super strange and creepy. But still, it's good that you had a good time, man. I mean, on this podcast, I swear, to the average listener, it probably seemed that all we ever do is just go to Wales, because the amount of times I've put in the descriptions, general chat includes Harry and Hamby talking about their trips to Wales.
Well, I went to Wales I went to Wales the weekend before as well.
That's what I mean.
So then I'm going I know, yeah.
So it will say Hamby talks about his trip to Wales again.
Yeah.
In this thing.
I do go to Wales a lot.
Well, it's a beautiful country. I'd live in Wales if I could. I think you probably said the same thing. Yeah. So what did you do in terms of accommodation? Did you stay? I know you've got an uncle who's got a place down there.
Yeah. We stayed there for the place that you'd stayed as well. We'd stayed there for 4 nights, and then the place in Pembrokeshire, it was super cool actually. My girlfriend found it. It was a cottage, called a hayloft, but it's a cottage, but it was on a farm, a working farm.
Okay, cool.
And like we got there, and we were like, oh, like where can we take? And it's in the middle of nowhere. We were like, oh, where can we take the dog for a walk? And the guy was like, well, we own like all these fields, and you can basically just like let your dog off. Like, as long as at your own risk, obviously. But he was like, there's no animals or anything like that. And like there was also like a river that was their river basically, that they were like, you could just let your dog off on. Hervey loved it. It's super cool. And they had dogs there. They had like a couple spaniels as well, so it was super cool actually.
Sorry, did you say this was an Airbnb?
No, it was we got it through like booking.com or something. But
send me a link to that, man. Sounds good. I'm looking to go to Wales again fairly soon actually. I quite like an Airbnb or something.
We were thinking about booking it for next year actually, but for like next summer again, because we had such a good time. And it's like 20 minutes from Cardigan. Super, super cool.
Cool. So when you stayed at your uncle's house, did you watch Boys in the Hood? That's the question.
Nah, so actually, like, he's got like his like skybox like works now. So
it works now.
So I read a whole book, but we also had a bit of Sky, so we could, not proper Sky, but we could watch like Freeview. So we actually
okay, that's decent.
Yeah.
So when a few years ago now, when me and Hamby went on a little trip to Wales, and we stayed at your uncle's place, and he wasn't there. He has a nice little living room, and in the living room is a little TV, and on that TV, I swear he had a Skybox then.
It's the same one, yeah.
But we could only get like one channel. I think it was like channel 4 or something, and the only thing it was showing was like Naked Attraction.
Oh god, yeah, I remember.
So we were like, what else can we watch? Let's have a look. And I remember he had a shit ton of like those DVDs that you get like in the newspaper, like 50th anniversary episode of Coronation Street or something like that. And then he also had, was it one or was it two or was it just one copy of Boys in the Hood? Something's telling me he might have had 2 copies of Boys.
It was something weird like that, wasn't it? He's still got a little selection of DVDs, but there's no DVD player anymore. But he's still got DVDs. It's quite a weird mix. It was like Donnie Darko, Boys in the Hood, which
classic.
Like, one of the Lord of the Rings, I think. Probably like the middle,
the second one or something.
Middle one, yeah. It's just a really odd mix of DVDs, but.
So that's where. So if you on this podcast you've ever heard us talk about like our pal Larry Fishburne, that is where that joke comes from. Because on the Lawrence Fishburne, obviously in Boys in the Hood, on the back of the case, he's not written down as Lawrence Fishburne. He's literally written down as Larry Fishburne, and I don't know why, but we found that hilarious. So now it's just your pal Larry Fishburne. But no, that sounds pretty cool, man. Sounds like you had a good time away. I wish I'd have done something like that. I haven't done anything like that. I've been working like the whole time. Fee was back in work today. Most of the kids go back to school today, or if not today, tomorrow. So she is full-time teacher mode now. With her own class and everything. The only thing that I did that was quite cool was on Saturday just gone, it was National Cinema Day. And so pretty much every cinema, probably with the exception of like little independent ones, every big chain cinema was doing tickets for £3. And that included IMAX and everything. So we decided that we just go and see anything. So we decided to go and see George Miller's new film. It's a film called 3,000 Years of Longing, with Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton in it. I thought it was pretty cool. There were weirdly, like, the cinema was packed, like as in the actual building was packed out. I've never seen it that busy. But we got into the actual screening room, and there was like 2 other people there. But the film was good. It was weird. It was sort of like a modern day fairy tale, typical sort of George Miller. Like, he sort of adopted the madness of Mad Max as his like trademark now. So it was like mad stuff going on. And then when it finished, Fee looked at me and went, "Did you like that?" And I went, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And she was like, "I thought it was fucking shit." So we watched that. The only other thing was actually today. I messaged you like right after it happened. I know you saw it, but in the UK there is a popular sort of breakfast TV show called This Morning, which is sort of like half news, half entertainment, some cookings, that sort of stuff. And it's known for being sort of the funniest of the UK sort of breakfast TV shows. And there's a woman on there called Alison Hammond, and she sort of just does a bit of everything. She sort of hosts, she does the weather, she does everything. But she's hilarious. And anyway, she fully walked into my shop today. And I had a bit of a chat with her, and she bought a rug. And then she was just chatting about this and that. And of course, when you meet a celebrity, you've got two roads you can go down. You can either go down the, oh my god, like I've seen you on TV, or you can go down the play it cool route, right? So she walks in, and I knew who it is straight away, but I'm at work, so I'm a professional, so I'm playing it cool, and I'm sort of like, hello, how can I help with anything? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm serving her, bring her up to the back of the shop so that basically Chelsea, my manager, can sort of meet her, as it were. And as soon as she gets to the back of the shop, Chelsea literally leans over her desk, points, and goes, "Are you off telly?" or something like that. And Alison Hammond was just like, "I am, yeah." And it just carried on. And it was only a short exchange, but she said she'd be back for more rugs at some point. So met a sort of a minor celebrity today. It's pretty cool.
Damn. Pretty cool.
And the only other thing I want to mention is we've been saying it a couple times on the last few pods, but we are sort of pushing hard on the YouTube front at the minute. We've been doing the live streams pretty sort of semi-solidly, actually. We've missed a fair few weeks, but we've been doing that every week that we can. I don't know if I've told you this, actually, Hamby, but Tomo has sort of rejoined the team.
Yeah.
But as sort of the gaming kind of guy, he does a lot of the live streams with me, and he also makes a lot of these YouTube shorts and TikToks. Yes, that's right. DWP has a TikTok channel now. It's so hard to use. I imagine for like the Gen Zers and stuff, it's so easy. But I'm there like having to put my glasses on, like, hey, how do you work this? I haven't quite figured it out yet. So some of the TikToks at the minute don't have audio because I don't know how you do that. So we've been doing these shorts. We've been going pretty hard on them. And they're doing well. One of the shorts at the minute is at about 2,800 views, and the rest are following behind. So check out our shorts, subscribe to our channel. We've had 20 new subscribers in the last few days because of the shorts. Yeah, like 20 new subscribers, which is a lot considering we only had 20 before that. So we've doubled in a few days. So check out the shorts. There'll be more coming. We're going to start doing them from the podcast as well. So if something funny comes up in the pod, I'll maybe do a little animation and it'll go out as a short. So shorts, check them out. Hamby, I think it is time for what are we drinking, bro?
What are we drinking?
All right. So I messaged you just before we started this, and I said, I think I'm going to do a soft drinking today. I have beers in the fridge. I actually have two of my favourite beer at the moment, which is the Jaipur, still my favourite. I've been knocking those back quite a lot recently. But I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat right after this podcast. So I thought I don't want a beer before dins, because it'll either go straight to my head, give me a headache, or, just make me feel a bit rough. So I am soft drinking today. Are you hard drinking or soft drinking?
Soft drinking.
Oh, okay. Couple of soft drinkers. All right, I'll go first. I am drinking what I consider to be an all-time classic, but it gets forgotten fairly easy, and then you see it and you're like, oh yeah, how could I forget about that? I am drinking today Lucozade Orange. It's always there for you, Lucozade Orange, I kind of, when I was a kid, It was like are you sick home from school? Get a bottle of Lucozade Orange down you. Sort you out.
I still get it when I'm sick.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
I sort of do, but I go through like months and months of not having a Lucozade, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Lucozade exists, you know? Like, hell yeah, I'll get a bottle of that.
It's full of sugar and caffeine, so it's going to make you feel better.
Just what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I once remember Fee's mom, when I lived with Fee's parents for a little bit, I used to drink a lot of energy drinks, you know, and I still drink too many, to be fair. But I remember drinking a can of Monster or something, and Fee's mom saying, you shouldn't be drinking those, you know, they're really bad for you and that. And then she cracked like a big, what are these, you know, 1.5 litre, or just under 1 litre bottle, and chugged at some Lucozade. And I remember saying to her, well, you know that's an energy drink too, right?
Yeah,
she was like, no, it isn't. And I was like, oh, yeah.
It's got caffeine in it, yeah.
Yeah, it says Lucozade Energy on it, like it's an energy drink. But they're so good. I've got a 900ml bottle here. I actually prefer it out of a can. I think somehow it's delicious out of a can. But it wasn't a fresh crack. I'm halfway through this. I'm going to take a big chug for you. God damn, that's good. And people who say that Lucozade Energy Original is better than Orange, fuck's that about? The original flavor's rank, mate. Yeah, that's good. Ice cold, refreshing. You cannot... Well, I was going to say you can't beat a Lucozade Orange. I mean, a Mango Loco is pretty good if we're talking energy drinks.
Mango Loco.
A Monster Mango Loco. But Lucozade Orange, pretty damn good. What do you got, bro?
I got... probably my top 3 soft drinks.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wow.
It's the classic. It's Dr. Pepper.
I was just about to say, I bet it's a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is timeless.
It's so good.
It's not my favourite soft drink, but it's definitely like top 3.
What the hell flavour is Dr. Pepper?
So it's chugging. I don't know.
Because it's sort of like quite close to like a cherry Coke with additional flavours.
Yeah, I get that. It's like Coke, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I love Dr. Pepper. We have a few. We don't normally get soft drinks in, actually. It's because we had some from when we went on holiday, and we had some like just in the fridge. But yeah, man, Dr. Pepper, great drink. Love it.
It's good stuff. It's funny you drink that today, actually, because today I saw the meme again. A classic meme goes around every now and again, and it's like the only doctors I care about or something, and then it's a pile of all of the knockoff Dr. Peppers. You know, you've got like Dr. Thunder, which is the all-time best.
Dr. Thunder.
You know, in America they've got about 20 versions of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Dr. Pop, that's a UK one. Dr. Pop, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's loads. I mean, Professor Peppy gets mentioned regularly.
Professor
on this
Pepe's
podcast.
a classic.
You said Pepe as if it's an E with an accent on it.
Pepe.
Completely changing his nationality.
Dr. Chunder.
Dr. Chunder, Dr. Thunder. Yeah, man. Yeah, really good. I mean, pretty much everyone in our friendship group really enjoys a Dr. Pepper.
Hell yeah.
I don't get what their whole kind of... is their slogan still, what's the worst that could happen?
On the can it says 23 flavours, a taste so misunderstood.
Oh, that's their current... okay, that's their current slogan, is so misunderstood. But I remember a while back they had an ad campaign, and it was just like... the ads were so weird. It was like, Dr. Pepper, like, what's the worst that could happen? And then it would be like a guy swigging a can of Dr. Pepper while like a piano falls on the man next to him or something. Totally out there adverts, you know. Fair play, man. That is a banging choice. how's about we leave the soft drinks there and move on to something else, dude?
What are we drinking?
All right, everybody, Hamby's back. It means one thing. Y'all know what comes after what are we drinking? It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry. His name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to give me. I thought you were going to give me a cue or something.
I did, man. I give you a visual cue, dude.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's like it's. I think it's a pretty like straightforward one. There's
Okay,
just a cat,
I love the straightforward
there's
ones.
just a cat that keeps on shitting like in my front garden, like on a several times a week. There'll be like cat shit.
Oh
And
man,
it smells so
Yeah.
bad. I don't know how people have cats in the house because the cat shit just
Yeah.
smells so bad.
Cat shit smells fucking awful.
It's worse than dog shit. Dog shit.
It's a million times worse.
Dog
than
shit. I think
yeah.
like kind of just smells like human shit, but like
yeah,
like cat shit just smells like something different.
something else,
And it just stinks. I get up in the morning to go to work, and it's the first thing that hits me when I walk out the door is just cat shit.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
So cat shit also, it's one of these things where it smells bad, right? It smells bad as it is. But if you were to stand on that and break the seal of the cat shit, it releases an odor which is 10 times worse,
Yeah.
man. Like, oh my god. Cat shit, so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, so, as you know, I've got 2 cats now. And I have 2 litter boxes. I have one upstairs and one downstairs. And they get hit pretty hard. And Kufu's a big shitter, right? So it smells awful. And it smells so bad that me and Fee are now actually considering buying some kind of outdoor container thing that we can then drill a hole through a wall, put a cat flap on it, so that we can keep the litter boxes outside, because it's bad. And it's annoying, because what will happen is we'll clean the boxes out, completely clean it out, right? Kufu will be like, oh, fresh box. He'll go in there, drop a big one, right? And it's straight back to unbelievably, stinking.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about this little bastard that keeps
I can't do
shitting in the
anything
yard?
about it. Really?
Well, you could. There are products you can buy, to get rid of cats and things like that.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that you like sprinkle, and they don't go near it. Or there's even stuff you spray, or stuff that you kind of plug in and it makes a noise, and gets rid of them. Or the old-fashioned route: stay up, camp out there, wait until you see it, and then grab it,
Wrangle it.
grab it, wrestle with it on the floor, and then give it a stern talking to.
To be fair, like
And,
when Hervey sees him in the garden, he goes ballistic. He goes
Yeah, well,
absolutely
maybe
ape.
just encourage it.
Man, he just goes ape when he sees a cat at the end of the garden, because we got like a garage at the end of our garden, and the cats will just sit there, and like a few times like Hervey's like been like whining to go out, and we'll let him out, and he like just runs down the end of the garden like barking his head off, and like he's like sort of like on like his back legs like trying to jump up to get onto the garage. Like he's going crazy, like, and the cat's just like literally like looking at him like, just
Fuck you gonna do?
just staring at him from the top of the garage because he knows he can't get up there. But like,
man.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Zeph's the same as well. You might think that having 2 cats, he's not, but like he likes his cats. But if we're on a walk and we see a cat, it's he's yanking your arm, he's going for that cat. You do sort of have to train them to like their cats. But yeah, man, cats shitting in your yard. That's fucking annoying, bro.
He's pissed off, he's angry. His name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
All right, let's move on to some entertainment news. Now, I have a few stories, not that many, but we got a little bit before we move on to the main bit of this podcast, which, of course, will be another installment of So You Think You Know Movies? This time, talking about The Lord of the Rings. But before we get to that, let's get to some entertainment news. First bit of news. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, it might have been... I can't remember if it was earlier this year or last year that tragically Foo Fighters drummer and sort of all around nice guy Taylor Hawkins passed away. Was that last year or was that this year?
Genuinely can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of feels. It's got to have been this year actually, because think about it, we're in like September now. So it probably was earlier this year. And basically, the news is that there was a great big tribute show at Wembley a few days ago, probably at the weekend. And I got some information here. It says that Dave Grohl paid an emotional tribute to his late friend and Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins at a star-studded tribute concert at Wembley Stadium. The concert, which was in memory of Hawkins, who died in March, age 50, included the first live set in 12 years of Them Crooked Vultures, which, of course, is a supergroup formed by the Queens of the Stone Age, Josh Homme, Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl, and Led Zeppelin's John Paul Jones. And there was also performances by Nile Rodgers, The Pretenders, Kesha, and Supergrass as well. And I also saw that they did the Foos played My Hero, and his son, Hawkins' son, actually came out and drummed on that track, which is pretty tear-jerking. I know that everyone was pretty much in tears the whole time. It says, so there was a little bit of an interview with Dave Grohl, and he said that Taylor loved to jam and record with anybody and everybody. He loved to play music every day, and there aren't too many people that he's never jammed with. He says, so this collection of friends and family and musicians is all brought together by him. We're all connected here today by that one guy. And as you'll probably see, or have seen if you're sort of looking up news and that, is like pictures of Dave Grohl just like in tears at a microphone. Sad stuff, but I imagine it was probably one hell of a show. And all that information comes from The Guardian. All right, next bit of news, and this isn't really news, it's more of a rumour. I don't really like to cover rumours on the pod, but I was looking for stuff to talk about, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about this. So the sort of rumour is that actor-director Taika Waititi is reportedly not returning for Thor 5 after Thor Love and Thunder's abysmal critical reception. So reportedly, yeah, he's out. And this is I got this information from a website called Geo News, but mostly they refer back to a giant freaking robot sort of article. And Giant Freaking Robot's a pretty good site, to be fair. But apparently GFR stated that the Thor Ragnarok director was pushed out of directing the fifth installment due to the mixed responses to Love and Thunder. The source further confided that the Jojo Rabbit director is of the opinion that he will not be able to create the same magic with Thor 5 as he did with the previous films. But despite mixed reviews, Waititi's last Thor film opened to a marvelous collection, with the film grossing $747 million worldwide. So it didn't do bad. It had mixed reviews, but it didn't do bad. But I think we said at the time, I don't know if you've seen Thor Love and Thunder, actually, bro.
Sorry? Yeah, I did.
Have you seen it?
I saw it a few months ago.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good either, which was a shame. Like, so I think I remember saying at the time, I kind of hope that he doesn't direct anymore, because he's a great director, but his style, I don't think you can keep doing that, because rather than like what he did in Ragnarok, which was introduce characters that were funny, all he was doing in Love and Thunder was just making every character funny.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense that a character like Jane Foster, who in When We Meet Her Again is like dying of cancer, is suddenly like cracking quips and shit, when she hasn't done that in the past. It just, I don't know. I thought it was good. It just didn't hit that well for me.
That's pretty much how I felt about it as well. But
yeah. So that's the rumour that he's out. I wonder what Hemsworth has to say about that, because I remember there being a thing about him saying that he wouldn't want to return to Thor if YTT didn't, and that was in between 3 and 4, so we'll see what he says about it. Alright, next little bit of news. Now, this is something that I do not care about. It's someone that I don't care about, but I thought it was pretty funny, so I'm going to talk about it on here as entertainment news. Now, the news is that performer DaBaby reportedly has cancelled a concert in New Orleans due to low ticket sales. Now, this information comes from The Independent, and they say that apparently on Tuesday, 30th of August, the Ticketmaster listing for the 30-year-old rapper's show was deactivated. The quote on the site was, "Unfortunately, the event organizer has had to cancel your event," which was a message on the website. According to NOLA.com, less than 500 people bought tickets to the concert, which was scheduled to take place on the 2nd of September at the Smoothie King Center Arena, which has a capacity of 14,000 people. Apparently, just before it went down, the price of the tickets were listed at $35, which is roughly £30. So, basically, this dude put on a gig, and then when he saw that like nobody wanted to go, was just like, nah, fuck that, I'm out. Which is hilarious, you know, it is hilarious.
So I don't know if you know this, but DaBaby, I don't know much about his music, but he's basically I don't know if you know, he's said like some really like homophobic shit in the past.
I honestly don't know anything about it.
So like a few years ago, I think it was like 2020 or 2019, at one of his concerts, he said like if it was something like if you, so I'm going to say something quite rude, but he said like if you ain't,
it's okay, we, you know,
it was like if you're here, like you ain't, if you're in the crowd or something, you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot or something like that. And
okay,
and he said, and then like went on like a bit of like a homophobic rant after that.
Really?
And yeah, and I think he like had some of his shows cancelled because of it, and then he like dug himself even deeper by like saying more homophobic stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's not going to help, is it?
No.
Just, you know, carrying on.
So I don't know much about DaBaby, but from that I don't really like
to
him.
Be fair, no, I mean, I don't really like him that much from this, because, I mean, I definitely don't like him now. Now I know that, but like, basically, I mean, if you're a artist, right, and you're doing a gig, I mean, it's probably the reason why he's got no fans is because of the homophobia and stuff. But like, you know, 500 people paid to go and see him. 500 people like him. You know, it doesn't matter if you're playing in an arena that seats 1,400 people. If 500 people want to go see you, you put on a show for them. You know what I mean? Like, they are your fans. If it was me and I was at the gig and everyone's in the seats, I'd say, you know what, everybody, move up. Let's have a real kind of intimate. I mean, it's still 500 people, but let's have a more intimate gig. You know, let's really blow this place up, kind of thing. Instead, what he did was just be like, nah, I'm worth more than that, probably. You know, and cancelled it. So, you know, yeah, fuck that guy.
Absolutely.
But also, how hilarious is it that it costs £30?
Yeah.
Ticket?
Yeah, he's
at a huge venue as well.
Yeah.
They got desperate and they fully dropped the price to try and get people in.
That's really strange that they would book such a big venue.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, don't know. But DaBaby, who I only know from that one picture where he's like doing the finger guns, that's DaBaby, I'm told.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's also someone called Lil Baby, who we covered on last week's podcast with Jack Shelton. And I was like, Lil Baby, yeah, finger guns. And he was like, nah, that's DaBaby. And I was like, oh,
Baby's
God.
Right.
How many babies? Yeah, don't know my baby. So, yeah, that information comes from The Independent. All right, next bit of news. Now, this is quite interesting. You may have heard something about this a few months back, or maybe even a year ago or something, when it sort of first came around. But the news is that a judge has dismissed a suit over the a naked baby image on Nirvana album cover. So, you know, obviously, Nevermind, mega album, super influential. got an amazingly iconic album cover with a little baby kind of floating in a pool. And the news is that Spencer Eldon, who was pictured as a baby on the front cover of Nevermind, has argued in his lawsuit that the grunge rock group had engaged in child pornography. And I remember when he sort of filed this thing originally, he said that, it was child pornography. Maybe he wasn't making as much money off of it as he thought he should have been. And he was trying to just make money from this again, kind of thing. But apparently a federal judge on Friday dismissed the lawsuit because they had argued that the picture was taken over 30 years ago, and sorry, I've sort of jumped ahead there. Federal judge on Friday dismissed a lawsuit filed by the man who, as a baby, had graced the cover of Nirvana's seminal album Nevermind, and argued that 30 years later that the iconic photo of him drifting naked in a pool had been a form of sexual exploitation. The judge, a Mr. Fernando M. Olguin, wrote in his 8-page ruling that because Mr. Eldon had learned about the album cover more than 10 years ago, he had waited too long to file his lawsuit, making his claims untimely. I think it just sort of came across as a guy who was blatantly just trying to get some cash, because also in all these pictures, he's there and he's like, what's going on here? He's wearing like a Nevermind shirt.
Okay, so he's clearly not that distressed by it.
No, he from what I have read, he doesn't give a shit. He's just literally digging for gold. From the sort of.
I just thought there'd be the loads of money from just being the guy on the front of that album cover.
Yeah,
being
I guess though that it was a while back. He was a baby, so it was obviously his parents or a manager or someone representing him, and they probably didn't work out the best deal. They probably worked out a fee rather than a percentage, and if they'd have gone with a percentage, he would never need to work for the rest of his life.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess Nirvana were big then, but I guess they wouldn't have known quite the cultural significance of the album before it came out.
But I mean, you think if you take off the Nirvana Nevermind little logo in the corner and you just have that image, you know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
And it's been parodied a million times.
Yeah. I get it, and I can see both sides, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an edgy cover, But yeah, if this guy felt that he was being exploited, why did he go for years? Why was he I'm on the cover of Nirvana, and all this stuff? So yeah, digging for gold.
Yeah.
All right, next bit of news. Now, I always look every week for some news about our boy B-Phrase, the one and only Brendan Fraser, one of my favourite actors. Growing up, I've spoken about him loads of times on the podcast. But there's some news. So. He is currently in a film called The Whale, which is, I'll get to it. It's about a big lad, and it's sort of his comeback. And the news is that Brendan Fraser cries during a standing ovation for his comeback movie. So the news is, while audience eagerly await his latest return to screen, Brendan Fraser's reaction to his standing ovation for The Whale will make fans of the actor cry. Fraser, best known for his work in Universal's The Mummy movie franchise and George of the Jungle, banging movie, among other roles, stars in a psychological drama as Charlie, a 600-pound middle-aged man struggling with demons from his past, including leaving his family for his gay lover who would later die. When his 17-year-old daughter re-enters his life, Charlie tries to make amends and come to terms with his mental and physical health problems. So while making its world premiere at the Venice International Film Festival, The Whale was celebrated with a 6-minute standing ovation. And I've watched it. Well, obviously not the whole 6 minutes, but I saw it. The video's out there for you to watch. They're sort of, everyone's clapping, everyone's standing, apart from Brendan, who's just sort of sat there. and then I can't remember who's directing it. I think it might be Darren Aronofsky, but he kind of walks over and he's like, Brendan, like, stand up, man. And he stands up, the crowd loses their shit, and he literally just starts streaming, because
I think
sorry,
from
mate,
just reading the description, I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be a good movie, or at least decent. But just reading the description, it looks like such Oscar bait.
Yeah, it's definitely
like,
Oscar bait.
It's just got like Oscar bait written. I mean, I'm like I say, Oscar bait movies are never bad. Like they're always pretty good, but
well, so this is the thing. I'm excited for this film. It's not the sort of thing I usually watch. It's sort of a drama. But I'm excited to see Brendan come back. The only thing is, today it popped up on my news feed. The Guardian put a load of film reviews out there, and the Guardian say it's shit.
Oh really?
yeah, the Guardian's saying it's shit, but it's had a massive standing ovation, and apparently people are saying that he is going to be hopefully nominated for this role. It's a big role for him.
Normally is. It's kind of, and I guess it's got a pretty good backstory to, for Brendan Fraser kind of thing.
It also has, exactly. I think people are watching it for him, But it also stars actress Sadie Sink, who most people will know as playing Max in the Stranger Things series.
Oh, okay.
She's a fantastic actress, and she's in this film, so looks pretty. And it is a A24 movie, which is the production company that have been putting out a lot of good stuff recently. So, yeah, I mean, you can't always go with what film reviewers are saying. If it had a 6-minute standing ovation at the Venice International Film Festival, it must be all right. Yeah. So we'll look forward to The Whale. It was a little bit sort of, when they announced that Brendan was going to be in this movie. I mean, the guy himself has let himself go.
Yeah.
In
not £600 go. So
yeah, not like that. But it was sort of like, here's his comeback movie where he's playing a sad fat guy. And it was sort of like, oh, come on, mate, we want to see him as the kicking mummy's asses or something. But, we'll get there.
Yeah, it's probably like one of those movies where it's like very serious actory kind of.
Well, I read a little bit of the Guardian's review for it, and they said the film literally opens with him like jerking it to some gay porn and having a heart attack.
Okay.
So Oscar bait, we're going to watch it. Masturbate. Okay, next bit of news. Last bit of news. Now, it is Disney's D23 next week, September 9th, 10th and 11th, I think. But I was trying to look for some information about it, because there's usually leaks, and there are leaks. But as I said, it's rumours. I don't really want to cover rumours about what might happen. I'd rather just do a big episode on it next week about everything that was shown at D23. But what I will say is that a poster has come out, a pretty cool looking poster. Now you can see this for yourself on their Instagram, on Disney's Instagram page. But basically this poster supposedly sort of teases everything that they're going to mention, and you can it's a challenge. It's like, can you find all 58 hints or whatever? So the news is... the news about the whale came from ScreenRant.com. The news about this poster is that a newly released poster for the upcoming D23 teases some of the exciting surprises to come, including hints towards Indiana Jones 5, Spider-Man, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars, and much, much more. The quote is, "See if you can spot all 58 hidden Disney references in our D23 Gold member poster." And as I said, the Disney fan event runs from September 9th, 10th, and 11th. So next week. So I don't know if you'll be on next week, bro, but I'm hoping to do either that week or the week after to do a bit of a sort of a Disney episode. We'll just chat about shit that they mentioned. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that information comes from somewhere, but I forgot to write down the source. So the internet. All right. That is the end of the entertainment news. Now, Hamby, it's been a pretty good couple of weeks for fantasy.
Yeah.
We have had Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. Have you watched any of that yet?
I haven't. I've got a queue of things.
Okay,
so
yeah.
We're kind of... I know what you're going to ask after that is have I watched Rings of Power?
Yes.
So, yeah, we're like halfway through season 3 of The Boys. And once we've...
Oh, okay. God damn, how are you liking The Boys?
Oh, like we binged it. Like I'm loving it. It's
good, isn't it?
It's like it's probably one of the best like TV shows I've watched in a long time. A long time.
Consistently good, I would say.
Yeah, I can't really fault it in many ways. I hope they keep it short and sweet. I hope they do like 4 or 5 four seasons coming, I think they said.
Well, season 4 is definitely happening.
Yeah, so I hope they keep it to 4 or 5 seasons because I think it's got a really, really good tight storyline that
it is. Yeah, really.
And it's fast as well. Like think a lot.
Yeah, something happens like every single episode, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I love it. I love the characters. I think got a great cast. I know what you mean now about Anthony Starr. Because I think you mentioned it to me before I watched the show, and I'm now in season 3 where like Homelander's like kind of going really, really psycho.
Like I mean, you could literally just put a camera in that guy's eyes, and he can act just with little twitches and stuff.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm a psychopath,
Yeah.
Incredible.
Sorry, no.
Have you got to the hero gasm episode yet?
No.
If that doesn't mean anything to you, then no, we'll move on.
I think we're on like season. I think we're on like episode. We've got three episodes left of season 3. So
is season 3 the newest season?
Yeah, I think so. So it's the one with Jensen Ackles in it. Eccles, whatever his name is.
Yes. Yeah.
Which like my girlfriend was like pumped for it. 'Cause she's like really. Into Supernatural. You know the show Supernatural, which loads of people love him off. And like I get it, he's an attractive dude. Oh, don't get me wrong, he's a very attractive dude.
Oh, he is, yeah, definitely.
But like, it's funny because like, I knew he was going to be in season 3, but we're 3 episodes left of the season, and he's barely been in it. Like he's going to be in it. He's going to be in the last 3 episodes. I get, but I think she was like, look, every episode she was like, he's coming, and like they talk about him, but he's just not in it. It's like,
Soldier Boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fine. You see his ass as well.
You do? Yes, you do.
You see a lot of ass.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're enjoying The Boys. Honestly, I keep recommending it to everyone. It's a great show. Yeah. Really, like if people say they don't like superhero stuff, I would be like, still watch The Boys because it's it sort of flips all that on its head. What if superheroes, but they're all dicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of dicks, episode 1.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. It's good. I was saying like I've never like. Sorry, no, I'll keep on talking about The Boys. That's
good.
It's probably
Carry
the
on,
goriest show I've ever watched. It's just so goddamn like over the top gory, but
Yeah, it's very good. Season 2 when they drive the boat into the
God,
whale.
I love that.
Yeah,
the Deep is probably one of my favorite characters. Actually, he's a really really funny character.
Yeah, he's good.
Unintended. Well,
yeah.
Like it's kind of it's a really clever show. I like it.
It is good. Okay, back to fantasy. So the you're watching The Boys. So what was he saying? Yeah, House of the Dragon's in the queue.
Yeah, but the Rings of Power is straight after The Boys. We're gonna slam at Rings of Power. The first 2 episodes, I think.
First 2 episodes are out now. Yeah,
which I have managed to avoid a lot of spoilers.
Okay.
But I've heard mixed, like not bad, but at the same time, like not great. But
I won't spoil it. I won't even really talk about it here because I don't want to spoil anything or influence you at all. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. It looks, I mean, for the most expensive show ever made, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
It looks incredible. I'm seeing a lot of bad reviews, which I think are unjust. We're 2 episodes in. Like it's just because House of the Dragon's airing at the same time, and there are a lot of Thrones fanboys.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that, like, I mean, and like I said, I don't care because I'm not a Tolkien fanboy, but I've heard people say, like, it's not, it steers away from kind of proper lore. They were saying, like, Galadriel isn't the same as what she is in the books and things, and it's like, well, like, they can change things up. Like, it's not
exactly. It's like their own kind of creative thing. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's subtly different, but it's not bad. It might be a little slow, but it's not bad.
I have a feeling, like, because that presumably, I don't know. I'm assuming they're hoping to do 4 or 5 seasons of it. I'm guessing. I mean,
that would be cool. I don't know. I don't know if they'd be able to keep up that kind of money on it because it's
Amazon, man.
It's expensive.
They've basically got infinite money.
But as we covered a few weeks ago, all of the rights to Lord of the Rings, excluding the Silmarillion, I think, which Amazon have all been bought now by the Embracer Group. So we are expected to see a lot more Middle-earth. Movies, games, shows, all that stuff. So they might not want to. I don't know. They might just not want too much Rings stuff out there. But no, it's good. I would say it's good. Watch those 2 episodes when you get round to it. I would say I am enjoying it more than House of the Dragon. But then, like, I definitely am a Tolkien fanboy compared to an R.R. Martin fanboy. I thought that. I didn't see what all the hype was about originally with House of the Dragon, and for me it's slowly getting better. There's a new episode out tonight, which I'm going to watch after this. But what I'm saying is it's a fantastic time to be a fantasy fan. You've got House of the Dragon, and you've got the Rings of Power. And to celebrate the launch of the Rings of Power, I thought we would tackle another installment of So You Think You Know Movies? But this time talk about one of possibly the greatest film trilogy ever made, The Lord of the Rings. I don't know, how much do you agree with that statement, bro?
We must have done like a top 10 franchises or something like that, movie franchises.
Yes.
And it must have been in the top 10.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I don't think it's unfair to say that. Top 3 maybe for me, top 5, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. We definitely have spoken about Lord of the Rings a whole lot on this podcast. And when I was actually planning this, I thought for a sec, like, if I was to take a Mastermind, if I was to do the show Mastermind, which I don't know if there's like a US equivalent. I know we've got a lot of US listeners, but in the UK, it's a quiz show. The first round, you basically choose your topic, and you answer questions based on that. The second round is general knowledge. So a common question in the UK is kind of like, what would your Mastermind topic be? So I would be like, yeah, maybe I would actually choose Lord of the Rings. So I was thinking, would this be boring if it's just me smashing a Lord of the Rings quiz? And then I thought, fuck it, let's do it anyway. We can talk about it. And I did search for an impossible quiz, and I managed to find one on our favourite quiz site, whatculture.com. So this is called the Impossible Lord of the Rings quiz. How well would you do? Now, before we start this, I've sort of intrigued myself somewhat by saying that I would do this maybe as my Mastermind round. What would your Mastermind topic be, Hamby?
Ooh. Wasn't expecting you to ask that.
Ah, sneaky.
I think I'd have to do something football related because my general knowledge on random football facts is pretty good. I'd probably say something like
Barnsley FC.
No, I'd probably say like the Premier League. So from '94 to present day, like winners. I pretty much know all the winners, most of the top scorers, teams. Like my knowledge of that is pretty good. I reckon I could probably do.
Would you make it more specific, like 94 to 2004 or something? Give yourself 10 years to really focus on?
Yeah, but if I was going to do it, I'd probably do it like the more recent. So do like 2004, 5 to 2022. I reckon I could probably because the thing is, whenever like I'm at a pub quiz or quiz whatever, football questions, I'm annoyed if I don't get it. Like I should get it because like I watch enough of the shit. So,
well, my knowledge of football stops at the 2002 Korea Japan World Cup.
Okay,
that is when I gave up on football.
Yeah,
I filled the sticker book in and I closed it. I said, you know what, I'm done. But I'm pretty sure I can almost remember the whole England lineup. Like I was into football, but 02 finished. Okay, let's jump into this quiz. I don't know how many questions there are. If there's something I think I know the answer to, I'll sort of ask it to you before I then, as in you, Hamby, not you, the listener. You, the listener, of course, can play along. And also, you, the listener, let me know what your mastermind topic would be. That's interesting. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Let's go. Question 1. Who cut off Sauron's finger? Gandalf the Grey, Dane Ironfoot II, Prince Isildur, or King Asfaloth? So Hamby just did a thing there where he sort of opened his eyes real wide and he leant back.
I don't know.
Mate, like, I don't need to see the options. If you could ask me that, and I
don't know. Go on.
Yeah. It's Isildur because it's Aragorn's ancestor.
All right.
He's the one who chops, and he's the one who first gets kind of corrupted by the ring. That was fucking hilarious. I wish I'd have recorded that. To be fair.
It really is an impossible quiz.
Question 2. Sauron's defeat ushered in which age of Middle-earth? The Second Age, the Third Age, the Fourth Age, or the Fifth Age? I'm a little bit hazier. I'm hazier on this one.
Go high.
Well, yeah, I think that's a good plan. I would say that it's not the Second Age because that's way back when. I'm pretty sure the Third Age is like when Lord of the Rings is actually set. So I think the Fourth Age is like the Age of Man. So I would say it's the Fourth Age. We'll find out, by the way, if we got any of these right at the end. Question 3. Which Uruk killed Boromir? Ready for some made-up fantasy names? Lurtz, Grishnak, Ugluk, Gorbag.
Oh, God.
I know it straight up.
Gorbag?
No.
Don't know then.
Close. It's not Gorbag. It's Lurtz.
Lurtz.
Because he is the one who was doing the Ariana Grande long before Ariana Grande was doing it. You know, with the tied back ponytail. And the... Yeah. Lurtz. Question 4. Frodo, Sam, and Gollum are captured by whom towards the end of the Two Towers? The Rangers of Ithilien, the Rangers of Arda, the Rangers of Beleriand, pretty close to Belend, lol, or the Rangers of Fangorn. Now, this one stumps me because I know who it is. He gets picked up by Faramir and his crew, but I don't know where they are the Rangers of. Any ideas?
Rangers of... Can you say them again?
Yes. Rangers of Ithilien, Rangers of Arda, Rangers of Beleriand, or the Rangers of Fangorn.
Are they in Fangorn Forest?
No, I think they get captured and they get taken to Osgiliath, which is over the road from Minas Tirith. I don't know. It could be. They are wearing like green colours and things. It could be Fangorn. I don't know. I think if I had to take a full-on guess, if there was a timer counting down, I would probably say Ithilien.
Yeah, go on, go for it.
As a guess, but all right, we're going Ithilien. Question 5. Where are Frodo, Sam, and Gollum heading to when they are captured? Galadan Fields, Lothlorien, Cirith Ungol, or Minas Tirith?
It's not Minas Tirith.
It's not Minas Tirith because that's the White City. There's no need for them to go there.
Back the way they came, isn't it?
Yeah, Lothlorien is where Galadriel lives,
Yeah, which is way back.
so they're not going to go back there. Yeah, I don't know Galadan Fields, and I thought Cirith Ungol was like that prison place where they get captured.
Oh yeah, when after Thingy gets stabbed. Yeah,
Thing gets stabbed, and the ring. Frodo loses the ring, but I don't know where Galadan Fields is.
I don't know.
And maybe Cirith Ungol is the name of the place, not the prison thing. Don't know.
Gladden Field. Go for
What are
it.
you saying?
Wild card.
Gladden Fields sounds like a football pitch,
Does.
like a stadium, doesn't it? Mordor FC. Lurtz up front. Gorbag in goal. Okay, question 6. There's a picture of a massive spider, and it says, "What is the name of this creature?" Do you know it straight up? It's a big old spider.
Should know it. Fuck.
It's the one that stabs Frodo.
I know. I'm gonna kick myself, but I do know it. I feel like I should know it. What is it? You know it, obviously.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's Shelob.
Yeah.
But the options are Baloob, Debol, Labost, or Shelob. Yeah,
Shelob,
it's Shelob, because they did that weird thing where in the second what am I saying? Shadow of game. In Shadow of War, they turned Shelob from a big ugly spider into like a sexy lady, which was kind of weird. But yeah, full on. She like crawls down a wall and then she's like, I'm a sexy lady now. Okay. Question 7. It's another picture one. It's a picture of a massive elephant creature thing. You know, they're at the Battle of the Pelennor Fields and they're like sweeping their tusks and shit. It says, what is the name of this creature? An Oliphaunt, an Ungoliant, Meras, or a Chacharoth, or Karcharoth.
Isn't it like A? Yeah,
Yes,
it's like
it's the one
Oliphant.
that sounds
Yeah,
like an
yeah, it's like basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's full on. Yeah, it's just a big elephant. Question 8. Who does Sam end up marrying?
Oh, God.
Eowyn of Rohan. I know this one easy, but Eowyn of Rohan, Morwen Proudfoot, Rosie Cotton, or Sally Bluebell?
It's Rosie.
Yeah, it's Rosie Cotton. Question 9. What is the name of the book that Frodo leaves for Sam? The Yellow Book of Salter's Foot, Green Book of Playmore, the Blue Book of Nordensfield, again another football stadium name, or the Red Book of Westmarch. I don't know this one.
The Red Book of Westmarch sounds familiar.
Yeah, if I think, actually, thinking about it, the book from memory I would say is red.
Yeah,
So
I'd go with that.
Red Book of Westmarch. Question 10. Where does Radagast the Brown say he battled the Necromancer? Orodruin, Dol Guldur, the Grey Havens, or the Dead Marshes? I think
Dead Marshes?
I think it's Dol Guldur.
Okay, I trust you. I don't.
The Dead Marshes is where the battles happened thousands of years ago, where all the elves and that are all still preserved in the ground. I think it's Dol Guldur. That's what we're going with. Question 11. The sound of what hitting a stone awakens Smaug at the end of an unexpected journey? So this started as a Lord of the Rings quiz and has now become a Hobbit quiz. But, I guess it's kind of the same thing. What's the sound of what hitting a stone awakens Smaug at the end of an unexpected journey? A crow, a spider, a grasshopper, or a snail? I know it, but I would...
It's a butterfly, you said?
No. It's a bird. I don't know if it's a crow.
Is it? Okay.
I thought it was a... It could be a crow, I guess. I thought it was like some sort of little bird. But it is definitely a bird, so let's go crow. Question 12. What is the name of Azog's son? Azog being the sort of big albino orc that hunts the party through the film. Options are Bolg, Belg, Golb, or Gelb. Luckily, I know this one.
Okay.
I actually know it. Yeah, it's Bolg.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Bolg. Question 13. What is Bilbo tasked with finding in the Lonely Mountain? The Arkenstone, the Bardenstone, the Larkenstone, or the Starkenstone? They are running out of ideas in this quiz.
I can't remember, man. But...
It's the Arkenstone, bro.
Yeah.
It's the Arkenstone. Starkenstone. Oh, fuck, okay. What is the name of Thorin's cousin?
God.
Dane, Nahar, Kirian, or Quendi?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but I do know that Dane is a dwarf. So
yeah, these are quite hard questions. Gotta be honest, these are quite tricky.
I'm positive, man. I think we're smashing.
Yeah,
this.
because you know the answers.
I'm going. I think Dane.
Okay.
I think it's Dane. Dane Ironfoot or something like that. He's called. Question 15. Which movie brought home the most at the global box office? Okay, I don't know this. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, or The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies.
Oh, you know what? So when you first said that, and it was Lord of the Rings, I'd say Return of the King, but I have a sneaky suspicion the first Hobbit might have
Maybe it smashed it.
But
yeah, because
I would maybe say Unexpected Journey.
Okay, I think that's probably the same path I would go down. My mind would automatically go probably Return of the King.
Yeah.
But, time has passed, technology has advanced. I can imagine it's obviously the first one, so people don't know that they're not that great.
And there's a bit
yet.
of a hype about it before it came out.
Crazy hype about it, yeah. 2011 or something like that came out, 2012. Me, you, and our friend Matty went to see it.
I remember, yeah. And I thought it was kind of a bit whack. Not whack, but
I
like...
thought it was crap.
Well, it wasn't great. It was okay, but...
It's funny, because I thought it was crap. I at the time, I had a YouTube channel where I slated films. I did like an hour-long video where I was like, this film sucks! And now, I love it.
Really? Okay, I haven't seen it for years.
Yeah, I love it. I've got them all on 4K. I spent like 150 quid on all 6 films. I know. Yeah, I wouldn't do it now, but I did at the time. So, we're going to go Hobbit then. Unexpected Journey, Hobbit number 1. Okay, we finished. We scored 73%.
There you go.
Pretty good. Okay, let's run through them now, and we'll see what we got right and what we got wrong. Prince Isildur cut off Sauron's finger. Okay. So the one where we were talking about Sauron's defeat ushered in which age of Middle-earth? We said the 4th age, but it would appear that I clicked the 3rd age. So we got that one wrong. Lurtz killed Boromir. Yes. The Rangers are called the Rangers of Ithilien. We got that right. Frodo and Sam were heading to Cirith Ungol, not Gladden Fields. FC. Shelob was the name of the creature, and the Oliphant was the other name of the creature. Sam, of course, got married to Rosie Cotton. The book was the Red Book of the West March. Radagast fought the Necromancer at Dol Guldur. Okay, here's one that's interesting. We got it wrong. At the sound of what hitting a stone awakens Smaug at the end of an unexpected journey, we said a crow. The answer was a snail.
Okay.
So, but I think what it is, I think there's a bird holding a snail and it's smacking it against the rock. I think that's where I'm getting confused. Yeah, sneaky. Question 12. Bolg was, of course, Azog's son. The Arkenstone is what he went in for. Dane is his cousin. And we were wrong. Return of the King grossed more than Unexpected Journey. Still, we did pretty damn good. As you know, the pass rate is 60%. So, yeah.
Damn.
Well done to us. Now, let me know how you did at home. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com, and maybe in that email suggest other, films and quizzes and things like that we can do. Well, dude, that was pretty fun. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of another episode of Dude What Podcast, bro. Yeah, like I'm sort of shocked. I kind of want that to keep going, but I kind of don't at the same time. I'm kind of glad that
it's fun.
It's done. Well, mate, bro, it's been real fun having you on the podcast as always, man. I hope you enjoyed being on. It's been fun to be listened to by all of you lovely listeners listening to this podcast on whatever streaming service you choose, or on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, just give us a subscribe, because it's something ridiculous like 99.7% of everyone who watches our videos are not subscribed. So subscribe. What are you up to? Okay, is it now where I read out all the stuff to end the podcast. So get in touch with us. Send us an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook, as I said, YouTube, TikTok now. Get in touch with us. We'd love to read out some of your communications and stuff like that. Now, a way that you can help out the podcast is by leaving us a 5-star review on whatever platform you choose. We actually have some 5-star reviews already. I was going to print them off or load them up so I could read them out. I totally forgot to do it. I'll do it next week. Leave us a 5-star review. It's probably easier for you to do it on Spotify, because you don't have to write anything. You literally just click the stars and it's done. But if you want to be a super fan of the podcast, what you can do is go to buymeacoffee.com or go to our link tree, scroll down, buy me a coffee, slap that. Takes you to a page where you can donate up to between £1 and £5 to the podcast. Anything you do will just be put back into the general running of the pod. Or there's another option on there. Now, this option effectively makes you a producer. So what it is, it's a £2 a month, and that gives you a hard line to us. So you can suggest things, you can contact us, and obviously, if you're a producer, you're sort of top of the line. So if you want to be a producer, head over to Buy Me a Coffee and sign up for that. We will be back on Friday for a gaming live stream, and of course, another podcast this time next week. Until then, everyone, it's been great. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.